Hi, it's Erin from Best Life Physical Therapy, and this video is really more for practitioners who have been treating patients in pain for their careers. And that is me. I've been treating patients in pain for my careers. And when I look back at some of my very first patients, one patient comes to mind, and this gentleman had inner thigh pain. And at the time, this is 25 years ago, I'm doing ultrasound to this guy's inner thigh all the time. And he's just talking to me about how much pain he's in all the time. He can't sit for work. He has to work. He's separated from his family and, all these kind of family problems. The whole time he's telling me about this trauma with his daughter being run off the road by a RV driver. So I think there was probably litigation involved with that accident. And then, I remember him telling me stories about how his daughter was involved in his daughters were together. The one's paralyzed from this RV accident. And then there's a fire at the hotel, and she has to put her sister on her back and carry her out of the hotel in the middle of this fire that they had. I mean, just like all these really kind of negative stories. And as I remember, the guy did not get better. He actually somehow I treated him for 30 visits or something like that, and he didn't, he made some sort of a complaint with the hospital that I was working for, and I don't think he even had to pay for any of his visits. They wrote them off completely. And I was thinking to myself, wow, I really worked hard on trying to help this guy get better, and he didn't get better, and we didn't even get paid for it. And I just kind of felt pretty dejected, and kind of like, what are we doing here? And I went on with my career, and when I had patients like that, it would motivate me to want to learn more and build up my toolbox. And at this point in time, I'm 25 years in, and I've got a toolbox that's huge, and I've got all kinds of tools because I kept striving to try to find what was going to be the thing that helps people. Well, along the way, I don't know how long ago this was, 10 or 12, 15 years ago, we started hearing more about the neuroscience of pain. And so I consumed all of that information and started to implement that with my verbiage with my patients. So I didn't use nocebic language, and I tried to make sure that if there was any kind of way I could make placebo work, I would try to make placebo work, kind of downplay their fears and try to really give them the confidence that they have the capacity to heal and that they can get better. They have that capacity within themselves. And sometimes I tell that to people, and that's the first time they've ever heard it. And I have tears in my very first session with people just because they've never heard that statement before. So I did just want to share with you some of the more recent research that has been coming out in the last 10 years with this fMRI research showing that people who use pain reprocessing therapy, they can completely heal their chronic pain. So if I would have known some of these tools back 25 years ago with this patient with the inner thigh pain, I would have been able to kind of stop him in the tracks and try to reframe some of that thinking and maybe word swap it and give a better word for what he was going through and explaining to me the whole time I'm doing this 20-minute ultrasound on his inner thigh. At the time, I had all this opportunity where I could be doing something therapeutic with him, and I missed the boat on that. So I wanted to introduce a couple of books and resources. This is the book called The Way Out by Alan Gordon, and also the book Unlearn Your Pain by Howard Schubiner. And they have together, and some other people have come together and also made an app called Curable that is available for us clinicians for free, and then for a certain period of time, and then we can send it to patients and they can have a free trial of the app as well. The app is great. It's kind of like AI and brain retraining and meditation and all the components that are kind of wrapped up in pain reprocessing therapy together in an app. So kind of digestible, usable for anybody, anywhere. And I really would recommend those resources. I was just on Reddit yesterday, and people, PTs, it was a physical therapy Reddit, were asking about, have you ever seen these patients in your clinic that have been there for 150 visits? And there are some exceptions where people have something like maybe EDS or something like that, where they're continually injuring themselves and they really do need therapy that long. But for the most part, I think most of those patients probably have mind-body syndrome pain, and they can really be helped. This Unlearn Your Pain book, the title of this is a 28-day process to reprogram your brain. Some of the research out there on these techniques are only 4 weeks long, and the patients are 100% pain-free afterward. Like there's a study from 2022 where 66% of the patients after 2 visits per week for 4 weeks were 100% pain-free. 66% of the participants. So, and these are chronic pain patients. And it's almost unbelievable for us physical therapists to hear that, right? But it's true. So I really encourage you to look into this and see what we can do together, because we are the ones that have people in pain in front of us all the time. So I'd just like to encourage us clinicians to look into this. Take care.